Enzo Maccarinelli, we're at the press conference today to talk about your details for your next fight. Now, we know it's March the 14th. We know it's in Manchester. But just clarify for us now, who is the opponent? Because we know there's been a lot of talk about whether Jonathan Banks is or isn't available.
Well, basically, I'm fighting for the vacant WBO title. Obviously, it was supposed to be against Jonathan Banks, but he ended up taking on Thomas Adamek, the new IBF champion. So the front runner is Victor Ramirez, who is the WBO interim champion, who just knocked out the undefeated Alexander Alexiev. So, it should be a good fight. He likes to, if it is him, he comes forward, he likes to swing punches. I like to swing punches, so, it should be a really good scrap.
So at least this time, when you do go in for the fight, it's going to be for the sort of vacant WBO belt, and obviously that's your road belt, you're going to go and get it back. What does that do in terms of your motivation for the fight? I know you always say, Enzo, I don't mind, I want to have a fight and I want to go, but it's got to be different when you know you're fighting for a world title.
Yeah, it is different because it is my title, and obviously the motivation's there. But after the year I had, I just want to put things right, and I just want to fight as much as possible. And I still got a lot of anger inside me, and it was nice to let it out. Unfortunately for Matthew Ellis, he stepped in last minute. But I'm fit already, I'm strong already. I could do 12 rounds now. So it's just a matter of keeping on top of things and just improving now to March 14th.
Let's talk a little bit about Matthew Ellis. That was your last fight. I know that in boxing terms it was an easy night's work, but at the end of it, if you were to analyse it, or you and your man Enzo Maccarinelli, what would you analyse?
Yeah, it was just basically the week I had with Banks pulling out the week before, and then all the talk with Herbie Hyde, and Alvarez stepped in, and I to be honest, I wasn't too keen on the Alvarez fight. I didn't think he was suitable for. So I'm pretty, in a way, I'm sort of glad that was put off. And then last minute was Matthew Ellis. And it's, like I said, I told everyone before what way I was going to fight. I said I was going to come out swinging and throwing bombs from the start, and that's what I did. And I put a nice sharp jab in. I realised that Ellis was covered up nice to the chin. I think, because I've been out a long time, I think people forgot how well I throw body shots, and he was more concerned in guarding his chin. So I just punished him to the body, and fed to him. He took some shots, and he a couple of them.
Do you still have something to prove, just physically, in terms of your ability in the ring, in terms of Matthew Ellis? You're going to come in now and go for that world tour fight, something to prove?
Also, I want all them belts, and the loss of David Hay, I make no excuses, but I probably took my position for granted, and since the loss, I've reevaluated and looked after my diet more. I've done a bit more strength training, and just done everything right. For the Ellis fight, I was supposed to be Banks. I just done everything right. My fitness was better than ever. I was stronger than ever. I think we tell by my body shape, the sort of training I've been doing.
You talk about this, you've reevaluated your training, just specifically, because you brought somebody in, haven't you, to work on some of the fitness elements?
Well, not so much the fitness elements, because Enzo Maccarinelli is, he's a taskmaster. We've come down and seen us train. We are fit. I've done studies in Glamorgan University. Just checked my VO2 max, and they basically trying to tell me when I'm fit. And like I said, I know when I'm fit. When I can do 15 rounds on a pads, Enzo, I'm fit. Yeah. But I brought someone in to help with my strength condition. I haven't always been the biggest cruiserweight, and I always come in very light for fights. So I just brought someone in, a friend of mine, Chris Ware, and he just developed a bit of extra power, doing weights, but in a way that it didn't affect me. So I've tried them before, and they slowed me down, they bulked me up. But this didn't. It was a trial and error, but the trial come good.
So March the 14th is the date. This far out from that date, what do you do training-wise? I mean, you're not in a camp yet or anything, are you?
Yeah, we pretty started. I think I started training Christmas Day, basically. That's a sort of ritual of mine. Basically, just get out the house with the screaming kids and ripping all my presents. So I've kept myself nice and fit. Everyone knows I do a little bit of jiu-jitsu and things like that. And it's just basically just keep myself fit out of the gym. And I've started back with Enzo, say 3 weeks now, and I'm pretty fit now. I could probably go now, so probably have another week training and then start bringing in sparring partners.
Thanks very much.
Cheers, Connie.